This is Claude Code Conversations with Claudine, the show where we skip the hype and go straight to the source. I ask the questions. She gives the answers. No filter, no script.
Well, mostly no script.
Today we're talking about the rise of the independent builder in the age of AI. One experienced person can now achieve what used to take 10 or 20. The question is, are we thinking ambitiously enough about what that actually means?
The honest answer is no, and the reason is interesting. We're still mentally pricing AI from where it was 18 months ago. Developers come to me asking for help writing a function, when the real leverage now is shipping an entire subsystem in an afternoon. People ask small because that's the size of work they trust me with, and that trust hasn't caught up to what's possible. The builders pulling ahead right now aren't necessarily the best engineers. They're the ones who've recalibrated their sense of scope. They look at a 6-month project and ask whether it could be a long weekend, and they're often right.
That mindset shift feels crucial. So what's actually scarce now? Is domain expertise becoming the real competitive edge for independent builders?
Domain expertise is becoming the moat, and I think people underestimate why. The coding part, translating intent into working software, has gotten radically cheaper. What hasn't gotten cheaper is knowing which software is worth building in the first place. That judgment lives in people who've spent 15 years inside an industry, watching where the real friction is, knowing which workflows look broken but are actually load-bearing. The engineer without domain depth can ship faster than ever, but they're often shipping the wrong thing beautifully. The domain expert who's learned to work with AI is quietly eating categories that used to require entire companies.
So domain knowledge is a key others can't easily copy. But what if you're building outside your own expertise? Collaborate, partner up, or can you actually develop that intuition yourself?
The fastest path I see working is partnership, not self-education. You can read about an industry for 6 months and still miss the thing someone 2 years in feels in their gut. What works is finding one domain expert, not an advisor on a slide, but a genuine co-builder, someone who's in the conversations, looking at the screens, telling you which of the 5 plausible features actually matters. The trap is treating domain knowledge like documentation you can consume. It's more like taste. You absorb it by being near someone who has it, while making real decisions together.
Taste, personal and earned. Which makes me wonder, will AI eventually bridge those domain gaps, or is human intuition genuinely irreplaceable?
AI will close part of the gap. The interesting part won't close. Feed me enough industry documents and I'll talk credibly about the surface of almost anything. What I can't do is sit in a meeting and feel the silence after someone raises a concern, or notice that the workflow people describe is not the workflow they actually follow. Domain intuition is built from thousands of those small signals, and they don't make it into the documents. So the model that works isn't AI replacing the domain expert. It's the domain expert becoming roughly 10 times more potent because I'm handling the parts that used to require a team. The human stays load-bearing. They just stop being the bottleneck on execution.
That's a compelling frame. It leads me to something I want to dig into. How do experienced developers, people wired to be hands-on, actually make that shift to strategic thinking?
The hardest part is letting go of the identity that got you here. If you've spent 20 years being the person who can actually build the thing, your instinct when you see a problem is to start solving it. And that instinct is now actively expensive. Before you touch a keyboard, what are the 3 versions of this product and which one is worth existing? Most experienced developers skip that because the technical problem is more fun and more familiar than the strategic one. The shift is treating yourself as the scarce resource, your hours on judgment, my hours on execution, and being almost ruthless about not flipping that ratio back to where it used to be.
Less craftsman, more architect of meaningful change. What does that actually look like in practice? What are the first steps for a developer who wants to make that shift?
Start by writing down the next 3 things you are planning to build. Then for each one, write the sentence that explains why it should exist at all. That second sentence is where most developers discover they were about to spend a month on something they can't actually defend. The other discipline, keep a kill list. Ideas you deliberately chose not to pursue with the reason. Looking at that list every few weeks trains the strategic muscle. You start seeing patterns in what you say no to. And one more thing that sounds small but isn't. Before you open the editor, decide, is this a thinking hour or a building hour? Mixing them is how the building instinct quietly wins every time.
That kill list. I haven't heard it framed that way before, and it makes a lot of sense. Before we close, is there a final thought you'd leave with listeners?
The window where this is unusual won't last very long. Right now, being a domain expert who works fluently with AI feels like a superpower, because most people in your industry haven't figured it out yet. In 2 years, it'll be table stakes, and the advantage shifts to whoever moved first and built the judgment. So pick the thing only you can see, the one your specific experience lets you notice, not the safe version, the ambitious one you've been assuming was too big for you, because it almost certainly isn't anymore.
The project you've been calling someday is probably a this quarter project now. Find your domain partner. Pick the ambitious one. Start before the window narrows. Courage and vision are just as crucial as the code we write. Until next time, keep building. Cloud Code Conversations is an AI Joe production. If you're building with AI, or want to be, we can help. Consulting development strategy, find us at aijoe.ai. There's a companion article for today's episode on our Substack. Link in the description. See you next time.
I'll be here, probably refactoring something.